RBIs so far this season, is top 3 in batting average and slugging percentage.
Austin White leads things off. The first pitch from Higgins outside for ball 1. Our officiating crew for today's game: Larry Short calling balls and strikes behind home plate, Doug Lee at first base, and Brandon Folks at third as the count evened up 1-1. Austin White, a senior from Portland, Connecticut, just 1 hit in this series. Squares a bunt that goes foul, but that's one of the big things White's been able to do. Placing a couple of sacrifice bunts, also drawing a few walks in this series against the Eagles.
And that's the game that Austin White plays just in general. He's not a very big hitter, more likes to run the bases. So far this season, leads the Sun Belt in stolen bases with 25.
He knows how to get on base as a leadoff hitter. 1-2 pitch is fouled off. White leading the team with 46 hits. Also, White batting .293 on the season. But in all 40 games, now 41, the 1-2 swung on and missed. A big first strikeout for Thomas Higgins, number 27 on the year.
This is a great start for Higgins to find the zone early and know the type of throws that you have to do to get the strikeout. It gets you in a routine early.
Got the great strikeout to walk ratio. Look at the defensive order for the Eagles. J.P. Tighe back behind home plate. Jason Swan, Jesse Sherrill at first and second. Jared Brown and Austin Thompson at third and short. Noah Searcy starting game 3 out of left field. Sam Blancato in center and Christian Avan in right. Ball 1 dealt to Eric Brown, the preseason Sun Belt Conference Player of the Year.
That lineup right there in the outfield and infield is really the strength of Georgia Southern's team. Number 1 in the Sun Belt in fielding and defense so far this season is really what's kept them in some of the games that they've played.
Very senior-led with fifth-year seniors like Austin Thompson, along with Noah Searcy and Jason Swan. 2-0 count, or rather ball 3 for Eric Brown. Also with Searcy back in left field, it was J.C. Peacher that made his first career start in yesterday's game. Searcy came into the pinch hit spot later on Saturday. 3-0 from Higgins. And that misses for ball 4. So after a strikeout to Austin White, a 4-pitch walk to Eric Brown.
It seemed like he had found the zone on the first batter, and White comes in with Brown, is trying to pitch up top outside a little bit, trying to get Brown to reach, just couldn't get it to touch the corner.
So that'll bring up Nick Lucky for the Chanticleers. How does your approach change if you're Higgins from normally coming out of the pen to now having to make your first career start and go out there early?
You got to think about endurance more in terms of that and how many total pitches you're going to be throwing. You want to keep it lower because the goal is to go as long as you can. When you're coming in as a reliever and a backup guy, you're just trying to get through at least 1 inning, maybe even just a few batters. So that's really the biggest difference.
Lucky batting .295 on the season. Higgins throws back the first, keeping an eye on Eric Brown. And the longest outing for Higgins this season was back in February on the 22nd against Georgia Tech. He went 3 2/3, giving up 4 hits, 2 runs, but also 6 strikeouts.
And if he gives a stat line like that today, it'll be a good day.
Runner goes, but a fly ball to left field, and Searcy will make the catch. For out number 2, Eric Brown retreats back to first base. Potential hit and run attempt for the Chanticleers there. So 2 away will bring up Christopher Rowan Jr. Also, as we kind of touched on all weekend, the Atlanta Braves organist Matthew Kaminsky on the keys here at J.I. Clements. He's been a treat throughout the weekend. Really brings the MLB type of atmosphere with Kaminsky in. So Rowan Jr., .242 batting average. And Higgins continuing to check on Brown. We talked about the speed of Austin White, a conference leading 25 stolen bases, but Eric Brown as well, 10 for 14 on the year in that category. First pitch, outside.
Like you said, 10 for 14. Then you also have Matt McDermott at the bottom of the lineup, 12 for 15. So those 9-1-2 hitters is where he's really going to have to be checking up on bases to make sure guys aren't trying to steal.
The 1-0. Throw to first. And Brown back in time. Great reaction from J.P. Tighe. Back in the catcher spot. The Eagles have gone between Tighe and Kyler Holtgren through this series. It's Tighe slowly making his way back in after returning from a wrist injury. Outside, 2-1.
One of the things Coach Hennon talked about is how Kyler Holtgren has been able to come in and play a lot better, helping out the catching situation. They've also seen Sean White to start the season a good bit, rotating in there with J.P. Tighe as well.
Ball 3.
Let's go, Higgins.
3-1 count with 2 outs here in the top of the first. Higgins. Ground ball. Fielded by Jarrett Brown. Quick throw to first.
How efficient he has been in this series. It's really been all season. He has the 4th highest batting average on the team, 305. Has started in all 38 games he's played in. Very consistent leadoff guy for the Eagles.
Also knowing how to work walks. 25 on the year as he looks at ball 1.
14 of those he was hit by pitch, so.
True.
He does lead the conference in that.
But no matter what it is, whether it's from a base hit, as that's lined into the glove of the second baseman, Matt McDermott, for the first out. The defensive order has remained the same for the Chanticleers throughout the weekend. Nick Lucky, Austin White, and Graham Brown in the outfield from left to right. Dale Thomas, Eric Brown, left side of the infield. Matt McDermott and Christopher Rowan Jr. on the right side. Tanner Garrison back behind home plate for the second consecutive game. And Nick Parker on the hill for the Chanticleers. So here's the 5th-year senior, Jason Swan. Looks at a strike. Swan with RBIs in the previous 2 games of this series. Friday via sac fly, Saturday via base hit. Swan also batting .311 this season. And that's in for a strike 1 and 2. The big thing for Georgia Southern, they had 8 hits in yesterday's loss, but as we kind of touched on, Justin, leaving runners on base, especially late in those games. And Swan sends that one to right field for a 1-out single.
Swan able to catch up to the pitch, drops one out in the gap between White and Brown in the outfield. We'll get the first hit of the day for the Eagles. It's a single.
So that'll bring up Christian Avant. And for Nick Parker from Coastal Carolina, a pretty good arsenal. Fastball between 88 to 91. Also a curveball, changeup, and a slider. Can also throw a cut fastball. The big key for Parker here is to just keep the ball in the park and not walk any of the Eagles batters. That's what head coach Gary Gilmore told us prior to the weekend starting, as Avant looks at ball 1 outside. Throw to first, and Swan back in time. The 1-0. Ground ball to third. Thomas throws the second. McDermott relay to first, and a double play for the Chanticleers. 5 double play the Chanticleers have turned this weekend. 2 on Friday, 2 on Saturday, and 1 early here this afternoon. In for a strike, 0-2.
Like you said, the defense for the Chanticleers is really what's kept them in these games this weekend. Georgia Southern's not usually a team that hits big, but if you do allow them to get hits, they usually get around. Only allowing 4 runs off of 8 hits in both games is something they should applaud.
Also being able to applaud getting out of a 3-error inning the Chanticleers had in yesterday's game and staying consistent, being able to fight back. Here's the 1-2, and Tyler Johnson rips one up the middle for a leadoff single. Staying consistent to the weekend that he's had. 2 for 4 on Friday, a 3-run home run on Saturday, and a base hit to start today.
Third baseman.
Fast screamer on the ground, unable to catch up to in the infield.
So that brings up Dale Thomas, the junior from Leon Springs, Florida. And Thomas, as Higgins throws the first. Johnson back in time. Thomas having a bounce back of a series. He went 0 for 4 with a strikeout on Friday night, but 2 for 3. One of those hits a double in the 6-4 win yesterday. And Higgins, first pitch just missing for ball 1.
We talked about Coastal Carolina wanting to avoid errors to be able to win this game, but Georgia Southern's going to have to do the same. They've tried for that pickoff for a lot of times. They're going to have to make sure those throws are on today, especially watching the base runners for the Chants.
Popped up, Swan chasing. That goes out of play in the stands. On a cloudy Sunday afternoon, game time temperature 82 degrees. Dale Thomas batting .259 on the season. The 1-1. Breaking ball just missing. Higgins has a fastball, slider, and a changeup in his arsenal. True freshman from Baxley, Georgia. Fly ball, left field. Searcy running, can't make the catch. He rolls over. That's going to be extra bases for the Chanticleers. Tyler Johnson making his way home, and that's going to be an RBI double for Dale Thomas, and the Chanticleers strike first. Tyler Johnson sliding in safely, beating out the throw from Sam Blancato.
Thomas launched this one deep into the outfield, and it just landed in kind of a weird gap. Searcy trying to reach over for it, saying that he got it. Blancato trusted him, let him have it. It dropped down, so Blancato makes the throw, and it's just too late. Johnson's in, Thomas on second.
RBI number 28 for Thomas. Bringing home Johnson, and an RBI chance for Tanner Garrison at the plate. Looks to strike one. Garrison, junior from Elgin, South Carolina. Batting .280. He appeared late in game 1 on Friday in place of Cameron Guangarena, who started behind the catcher, or as catcher on Friday night. Garrison mainly played just defense in game 1. Started yesterday and went 0 for 3 with a strikeout.
I
1-1 from Higgins. Breaking ball just missed.
don't know.
Ball 3. We've seen these deep counts a couple of times from Higgins already in his first career start.
And that's exactly what I was about to say.
And for a strike, full count.
That's so far in this game, only the second inning already, 24 pitches, no outs right now. 29 rather.
Here's number 30 on a payoff pitch, swung on and fouled. Garrison only batting .125 with runners in scoring position, 9 RBIs on the year, but 3 home runs. 3-2 again. Swing and a miss. First out of the inning, second strikeout for Higgins.
Higgins did a good job of staying composed, knowing that he was deep into the count. He had 3 balls before he even had a strike. High upstairs, and gets him out of there.
How big is that for Higgins when you give up a leadoff single and an RBI double from Dale Thomas?
Exactly what I was about to say. We talked about how far he had gotten into the pitch count already and how many pitches he has thrown today. He's let up 2 hits and 1 run. That is a strike that gets you back into your zone.
Graham Brown at the plate. Higgins checking on Thomas. We mentioned the longest outing for Higgins this season was 3 2/3, and he also has thrown as many as 54 pitches this year. So not in any trouble right now, but could be. Ground ball to Jason Swan, and he'll flip to Higgins for the second out. Dale Thomas advances to third.
And they're definitely not in any trouble right now. Georgia Southern has played well in the beginning of both the games so far this weekend. It's once they hit that 5th, 6th, and then later in the game is where they're going to have to figure out how to get some better hitting, and their pitching's going to have to get better there too.
The big thing is maintaining the Chanticleers in the 5th inning. You kind of touched on it already. That's where the Chanticleers have been able to open things up, scoring 3 runs in the 5th in the last 2 games. So an RBI chance for Matt McDermott. 1-0 Coastal Carolina. That ball got away from Higgins. There are a couple of players out in the Eagles bullpen. .1-0 ripped, and that goes off of Thomas. And Coach Hennon making his way out, may have a case.
He's saying it's inside. It was inside the foul line. He was on the base path.
Talking to both Larry Short and Brandon Folks. Coach Hennon is furious. Here's another look.
We've seen Coach Hennon get this mad before. It bounces. It's hard to tell if it's inside the base path when it bounces, but it definitely hits Thomas inside the path.
That ball definitely picked up some chalk on the third base line.
It looks like it touched the foul line.
And Coach Hennon is still giving Brandon Folks, a third base umpire, an earful.
This is an important game today. Georgia Southern hasn't been swept in many series, and they don't want to risk that now. They've lost the first 2, and today is really all about seeding.
Fly ball center field. Blanc home run in yesterday's game. It's number 10 on the year. Another big swing and a miss. And Ledford had a great weekend. 5 hits overall, 3 of the 5 for extra bases.
Something Ledford has just gotten so much better at over his last 2 seasons is not striking out. In 2019, he struck out about 35% of the time. Last year, 21 or 27 rather, and this year has dropped that even further to only 25% of the time. 37 strikeouts and 145 at-bats.
Ledford has been more patient at the plate for sure. And you mentioned how hot Coastal Carolina has been in the last couple of series against the Eagles, but also this season, winners of their last 6. trying to finish off the regular season strong before tournament time. The 0-2 from Nick Parker. Outside. Ground ball to McDermott at second. One away.
One down, shortstop, number 22, Austin Thompson.
So the Eagles head coach Rodney Hennon in year 23 with Georgia Southern, and talked about the challenging week that he's had. The Eagles had 2 midweek games against Kennesaw State prior to their 3-game series against Coastal Carolina, and he said, hey, no matter what, these guys got to go out there and compete.
In the past 2 weeks, they have played a ton of games. So when it comes to pitching, that's really where it's hurt them some. They haven't had as many guys fresh or been able to play in some of those games, especially when it comes to relievers. So that's the biggest thing they've been dealing with, is just fatigue, really.
Austin Thompson at the plate. Hit the fly ball to right center field. Austin White makes the catch, 2 gone.
Third baseman, number 14, Garrett Brown.
And even though he flew out there, I'm still intrigued to see how the change in the batting lineup, or the adjustment rather, brings about change in terms of what happens on play in the field. And Hennon is once again in the umpire's face.
Having words for home plate umpire Larry Short. This is, as you mentioned, Justin, this is the big game for the Eagles. They want to avoid being swept. Last time Georgia Southern was swept was earlier this season, opening weekend against Tennessee. That was in Knoxville. The Eagles have played well at home this season, but after the 2 losses Friday and Saturday, now 16-6 inside J.I. Clement Stadium.
Not only have the Eagles not been swept since the beginning of the season, they haven't lost 2 games in a row since the beginning of April. March 29th and then April against Louisiana was the last time they had 2 losses back-to-back, not trying to make it 3.
It's Jarrett Brown at the plate, the 0-1 pitch. Inside, 1-1. Now, you talked about, Justin, how the lineup change will affect some of the players. Well, it's worked wonders for Jarrett Brown, the redshirt sophomore from Savannah. Went 3 for 3 in Game 2 yesterday. Also drove in a run. Brown batting .309. Swing and a miss. 1-2.
And that's the one thing I like about some of the other guys on this roster in the batting lineup. You talk about the big hitters or the big names in the lineup: Jason Swan, Avant, Ledford, and then Searcy. But Austin Thompson, Sam Blancato, and Jarrett Brown are what I would call situational hitters. They're going to get it in the moment you need it the most.
Even 2-2 count. That really adds a lot of balance and consistency to the lineup, and also you can have a different player step up at any given moment for the Eagles. Parker's 2-2 pitch just missing a full count. The payoff pitch. Ground ball up the middle. Eric Brown to throw, and Rowan can't field it cleanly. And with the ball going out of play, that's another error for the Chanticleers this weekend.
This was a big area that Georgia Southern wanted to work on needed to work on coming into this game. So far this weekend, they were 0 for 8 hitting-wise with 2 outs. That will be their first one. It will come off air, but
So
it counts.
technically 0 for 9 now, but regardless, the Eagles managed to get a runner on, and Brown in scoring position at second for Noah Searcy. That's the second error from Eric Brown this weekend. or rather the third error. He's had one in every game this weekend. So the fifth-year senior Noah Searcy with an RBI chance, looking to even things up in the bottom of the second. The 0-1. Fouled. Parker, the 0-2. Tried to work the outside corner, missing for ball one. Chopper up the middle. Second chance for Eric Brown to make a throw, and he gets it in time. Runner stranded. Thank you, EG. As you look at Kevin Schnall for Coastal Carolina, as their thoughts and prayers are indeed with head coach Gary Gilmore. Currently going under a checkup. Coach Gilmore has been an inspiration for his players throughout this season, helping them live life to the fullest as the third inning begins. And back to the top of the order in Austin White. 1-1 from Higgins. Ground ball to second. Sherrill to throw, one away.
EG talked about how acting head coach Kevin Schnall has been an integral part for this team over the last really almost 2 decades now. Played for the Chants in the late 90s. Became just the second Chanticleer in, at the time, Big South history to bat over 400. Led the team. Big South Player of the Year that year as well in 1999.
Coach Gilmore, a lot of trust in Coach Schnall. And Eric Brown, ground ball to Jarrett Brown at third for 2 quick outs. And Coach Gilmore was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer a few years ago. So our thoughts and prayers are with Coach Gilmore as he's making his way to Houston, Texas. So 2 away for Nick Lucky. And Lucky takes a strike. Thomas Higgins making his first career start at 40 pitches. Getting those 2 quick outs has to help after giving 2 hits to lead off the second.
And Higgins is the type of pitcher that can pitch strikes, but with the defense he has behind him, he doesn't have to feel the pressure to do that. And we've seen that in this inning a little bit more.
2-1. Lucky, first time up, flew out to Searcy in left field. A rip to right, and that will go foul over to Chanticleer's bullpen. While we'll likely see multiple pitchers for Georgia Southern this afternoon, may not be the case for Coastal Carolina with Nick Parker going deep in games. As Lucky fouls off another pitch to count even 2-2.
And for right now, there's few players in the bullpen for Georgia Southern, none warming up. So Higgins has time on his side currently.
2-2 ground ball, gets past Swan at first base. 2-out single for the Chanticleers. Nick Lucky hit number 44 on the season.
Nick Lucky with the grounder, just shot through the gap between Swan and Sherrill, makes it out to Avan. Get him on base. Still 2 outs to work with if you're the Eagles.
Christopher Rowan Jr. looks to extend the inning for Coastal Carolina. First pitch is outside. Same location, same result, ball 2. And there's a strike. Rowan grounded out to Jarrett Brown at third base, his first time at the plate. The 2-1. Foul tip in the glove. 2-2. Throw to first. Lucky back in time. Higgins approaching that season high in pitches, which was 54 back in late March against Arkansas State.
If he gets through this inning, it will be a season high in innings pitched as well.
Runner goes, and a strikeout. Mention how players like Blancato, also Jarrett Brown, situational hitters. Well, Blancato, 2 sack bunts over the weekend, just 1 hit. It came yesterday. Nick Parker, first pitch inside for a strike. So we talked about the pitching for Higgins. How about Parker here? Just giving up 1 hit in 2 innings of work, but no walks or strikeouts.
Exactly. No strikeouts, which is a little bit surprising so far.
They're going to have a ground ball back up to him. Throw to first, 1 away.
And that's what I was just about to say, is no strikeouts, which is surprising, but it's a lot of plays like those that we're seeing right now. We're seeing outs at bases, we're seeing fly outs, things like that, and a lot of grounders.
Parker's been more pitch to contact here to start. So 1 away for J.P. Tide. Also, for Parker, you have your defense to back you up. A 5-4-3 double play in the first. However, an error from Eric Brown in the second, but a liner straight to Eric Brown for the second out.
It's ironic. We talked about how Georgia Southern needs to stop hitting grounders so much to get into double plays and things like that. You see him hit a liner here, and it doesn't matter. Straight to Eric Brown, an easy out.
Elevates with no hesitation. The second line out this afternoon, the first, was from Jesse Sherrill. At the play now with 2 outs. He lined out to McDermott at second base.
And Sherrill is one of the better hitters on this team when it comes to batting with 2 outs, 324 average.
One 1-0 pitch outside, 2-0. Fly ball to left center. Running in is Austin White. 3 up, 3 down.
So DeMola has his work cut out for him in the first batter.
High fly ball to left. Searcy makes the catch, 1 away.
Don't let the big bat intimidate you. Pitch to contact and let your defense work behind you. A good start for DeMola.
So that'll bring up Dale Thomas. And DeMola deals a strike. The last outing for Demola was on Tuesday against Kennesaw State, the first of the two-game series against the Owls. Went 2 innings. Gave up 2 hits, a run, and a strikeout. To count a ball and a strike for Dale Thomas. On his last at-bat, had an RBI double. Went through 1-2.
Also threw just 35 pitches in that game, so kept it real low. Comes in with the fastball, changeup, and a slider as well.
The 1-2 pitch. Got him. Swing and a miss. Thomas down on strikes, 2 away.
Strikeout number 1. The fastball down low. Got the swing. And that'll be number 1 for Demola.
Demola, a fastball, slider, and a changeup. Tanner Garrison at the plate. Swinging a foul. And Demola throughout the season, he's gone at least between 2 to 3 innings. So if Eagles coach Rodney Henning can get Demola to go at least 3, that'll save some arms, and hopefully expecting Demola to limit damage here as well. Just 1 run given up from Thomas Higgins in his first career start.
Higgins gave you just what you needed if you're the Eagles and their defense.
And for a strike on the outside, 0-2.
And now you bring in Demola to see really if he can just do the exact same thing. Go 3 innings and keep it low.
The 0-2. Tried to bite that outside corner again and missed. Went to the corner again, and the count even, 2-2. Two-two to Garrison. Fly ball to right. Avan going back. And 3 up, 3 down. Oh, 1 chopper deep in the hole. Eric Brown to throw, gets underneath Rowan. Swan would have beat the throw out regardless. Another base runner for the Eagles. Just their second on the day.
He would have beat the throw regardless, like you said. He has the speed to be able to do that. We'll see how they score it, but this does have to be something of concern for the infield of Coastal Carolina. That's now the 3rd ball that we've seen go low for Eric Brown. We already talked about his errors that he's had so far this weekend.
And rather the 3rd base runner for the Eagles, they've left 1 on. And they'll credit that as a base hit for Jason Swan, so it won't be an error for Eric Brown. Christian Avant at the plate. We mentioned we've seen double plays for the Chanticleers throughout this weekend. Avant grounding out in a 5-4-3 double play first appearance. Quick throw to first. Swan gets back in time.
And the problem is just trying to get it out of the infield. They've had a lot of grounders like we talked about last inning. Even in the last inning, they had a few lineouts. They just need something to drop like they had that first hit from Swan.
And a bunt squared down the 3rd base line. Thomas will throw to first. And Christian Avant leading the Sun Belt Conference in sacrifice bunts this season, now 13. Moving Swan to second.
And that's exactly how you combat a double play. You hit a bunt over onto the foul line, the 3rd base foul line, allow Swan to move on. You know you're most likely going to be out at first, but you avoid the double play.
RBI chance for Noah Ledford, who's had a hot weekend. on the tying run at second base. First pitch inside for a strike to Ledford. Ledford sharing the lead in the Sun Belt Conference in RBIs this season. He has 48. We're actually retaking the lead. Was 48th RBI yesterday. Fouls off the 0-1.
Like you said, 48 RBIs, ended last season with 45, so a new career record for him in that category. Comes into this game on a 10-game hitting streak, 6 of which he had at least 2 in.
In for ball 1. It's been back and forth for the lead in RBIs with Carson Roccaforte from Louisiana, who actually, with the updated stats entering today's game, Ledford now second with 48. Roccaforte leading with 50 RBIs this year.
So Ledford's got his work cut out for him here.
Competitive battle right now late in the season. The 1-2. Missed. Even 2-2 count for the redshirt junior. Two-two pitch from Nick Parker. Swinging a fly ball deep to left. Lucky going back near the warning track, makes the catch. Schwang going to tag up and go to third and makes it safely. 2 outs in the inning.
With good defense, this is how you have to move your runners forward. Ledford shaking his head, not happy that it wasn't able to go the distance and get over the fence where it was right on the warning track. But still a positive result for your team. Swan on third, a fast player. If Austin Thompson could just get one to drop into the outfield, you have a good chance to score a run and tie this game.
So here's Austin Thompson. It would be a big hit for Austin Thompson, because he's still looking for his first this weekend. It's 0 for 3 on Friday, 0 for 4 on Saturday. Looks at ball 1 outside.
I think the last hit by Ledford was just a display of power. He reached for that. It barely got the tip of the bat and still almost got over the fence.
Opposite field. Two and 0. Thompson flew out to White in center field first time up. That is a high drive deep to left center field, and that ball is gone. 2-run home run, Austin Thompson, number 10 on the season, and the Eagles take the lead 2-1.
Thompson on the 2-0 count smashes it all the way back left. We were just talking about all he needed is one to drop into the outfield. He does better. Him and Swan both come home. Eagles lead this game 2-1.
And for his first hit of the weekend, that's got to feel good for Thompson. And we talk about the power of Ledford with 10 home runs, but Austin Thompson's been great as well with number 10 on the year. So a 2-1 Eagles lead. Jarrett Brown at the plate. The 0-1 from Parker. In for a strike, 0-2.
Hitting can be contagious for this team in a lot of situations. We've seen them be able to count up fast after getting one good one.
Strike 3 called. And that ends the inning. First strikeout for Nick Parker, but Georgia Southern takes a 2-1 lead of a 2-run homer from Austin Thompson. Top of the 5th coming up after the break. Eagles lead 2-1 after a 2-run blast from Austin Thompson, number 10 on the season. Anthony DeMola getting ready for his second inning of work. How does that calm the nerves of DeMola, knowing you're going back out there with a lead rather than a deficit?
It makes things so you don't have as much pressure. Once again, he already didn't have a ton. It was a low game, doesn't pitch many strikeouts, and he only gave 11 pitches in that last inning. So he comes in feeling very relaxed at this moment.
He went 1, 2, 3 in order in the 4th. Great fielding from Austin Thompson after the home run. Throw to first on the ground ball from Graham Brown. So 1 pitch, 1 out. Matt McDermott at the plate. It's got to feel good if you're Austin Thompson. After hitting a home run, you go right back out on defense. You have a ball come right to you.
Getting it done on both sides is one of those players, like we said, is a great situational player. He comes in, and when you need it the most, he gets things done.
Another reason why Georgia Southern leads the Sun Belt Conference in fielding percentage. 2 balls, no strikes to McDermott. Another ground ball, but fouled. I gotta say, I've been thoroughly enjoying Matthew Kaminsky on the organ throughout the weekend. Georgia Southern contacted Kaminsky back in October for a game, and Kaminsky said, let's make it a series.
He's giving us the slow-mo Jeopardy.
He's giving us some hits all weekend. A foul ball from McDermott evens the count up 2-2. Matthew Kaminsky, 14 seasons with the Atlanta Braves. Started back in 09 over at Turner Field. Another ground ball foul. Unique thing about Kaminsky, he mixes it up very quickly. He says he can play about 50 to 60 songs a game, all by memory.
And as someone who was in band for a short amount of time, played the saxophone in middle school, 60 to 50 songs that's insane.
Fly ball to right center. Blancato going back in front of the warning track, makes the catch, 2 away. Another fly ball to center field from McDermott.
White really fought to stay alive in the box there, had a few fouls and was patient, just not able to get that one to drop or fly the way he wanted to out there at center.
So back to the top of the order. Here's Austin White, looks at ball 1. For 2 afternoons so far, strikeout and a ground out.
We talked about how the goal for the pitchers of the Eagles is to go as far as you can while keeping the pitch count as low as you can. For the Chanticleers, it's the exact opposite. Even if you make DeMola throw 8-9 pitches and you go out, that's still a win because most likely it shortens the amount of time he can stay in this game.
Quality at-bats are the key for both sides. The 3-0 is outside, and a 4-pitch walk. Send White to first base. So here's Eric Brown. Brown first pitch swing and fouls it off. Three hits on both sides for the Eagles and Chanticleers. DeMola throwing back to first. So this is where things can get tricky. As you mentioned, Justin, Austin White leading the Sun Belt Conference with 25 stolen bases this year. However, he has been picked off once this weekend back on Friday night. And there he goes. And the Eagles got him. Right on cue. Bottom of the fifth coming up, players and what they can do and getting this valuable experience early in their careers in a game like today, where Georgia Southern's gone with multiple players for Game 3 starters, as Noah Searcy takes strike one from Nick Parker.
And that's one thing I have to give credit to Coach Hennon for, is you had so many seniors and fifth-year guys come back, but he's still able to find a way to get the young guys on the field to be able to get the experience they need, so that when you get into their senior, junior years, you're still putting out championship-level teams.
Coach Hennon's done a great job mixing up with his senior leadership, having some freshmen get opportunities in games. We saw J.C. Peter make his first career start in left field in place of Noah Searcy as he takes ball two.
We also talked about Sean White, who got a good amount of starts at the beginning of the season, the freshman catcher.
Usually that's not the case. Coach Hennon said, a long time ago, a freshman, you come in, you mainly spend the year learning behind some of the senior leadership and the veterans. Swing and a miss, 2-2. Now players expect to come in and try to make an impact right away. While that it varies from case to case, you're seeing that from the Eagles bullpen with Higgins and DeMola. Searcy fouls off the pitch. Count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Some of the other young pitchers we've also seen this season, Javon Ray, Will Robbins. Payton is still a sophomore even though he starts.
And suffered his first loss yesterday, now 5-1 on the season. The 2-2, swing and a miss. Second strikeout for Nick Parker, 1 gone.
Searcy not having the weekend he would like so far, now 0 for 8.
So that'll bring up Sam Blancato for the Eagles, and there's one more time going back to the youth and experience. Coach Hennon mentioned Sam Blancato, a perfect example of that. Blancato redshirted the 2020 season, although that was the season that was canceled in early March. Got some spot starts a little bit last season, same way goes this year, but really has stepped up in the last few weeks in the absence of Parker Beattier in center field. Looks at a strike, 1-1.
Like you said, has really kind of earned a starting spot or a starting worthy spot in this lineup so far. Has only started 17 games, has appeared in 31 of them.
Did he go? No, he did not on the check swing. Third base umpire Brendan Folks. Two-1 from Parker. Missing. Ball 3. Ooh, that hit him.
The Blancato sprint. I love it.
It's the one thing, you said it before, it's the one thing you love about Blancato. Mm-hmm. Whether he gets hit or draws a walk, he is gunning towards first.
Exactly. One of my favorite things to watch is Blancato sprint and Jesse Sherrill get hype over at first. Or second, rather.
No, you're right. When Sherrill, when he draws a walk or gets hit by a pitch as well, he gets fired up because regardless of how you get on base, you get on base.
Exactly. He has one of the highest on base, or the highest on-base percentage on the team, 456.
So here's JP Tighe with Blancato at first. Blancato sliding back in safely. First pitch is high for ball one. Tighe lined out to Eric Brown at short in his first appearance. Parker deals a strike. Nick Parker, senior from York, Pennsylvania. It's pitch number 60. Coming up. It's a ground ball. Thomas to McDermott, relay to first. Another double play for the Chanticleers. Make it 6 on the weekend. Another 5-4-3 ends the fifth. Top of the sixth coming up. Eagles leading 2-1. Coastal Carolina turning another double play. That is number 6 on the weekend, the second one today. Another 5-4-3 double play from the Chanticleers.
Now a league leading 37. They tied with their first one they had earlier in this game, and that one now passes Texas State. They're at 37, number 1 in the conference in double plays turned.
They're seeing some great defense, and I think that's the unique thing for Coastal Carolina because they were able to overcome a 3-error inning in yesterday's game, managed to be resilient and took the second game 6-4. So that shows you right there, yes, you can make some mistakes in the beginning of a game, but if you can remain composed and fight your way through, you might be coming out of this weekend with a sweep.
2 outs in 1 play can definitely make up for it.
Yeah. Especially the number of double plays this weekend. I don't think I've ever seen 6 double plays turn in a 3-game series like that. First pitch is popped up from Eric Brown, and JP Tighe couldn't make the catch.
Tighe not happy with himself after this one. Would have been a easy out to record. Just kind of a awkward position to catch it at, close to your body, bounced off the bottom of the glove.
Talk about defense for Coastal Carolina. That's a give me if you're Georgia Southern. Anthony DeMola dealing ball 1 to Eric Brown.
And it won't go down as an error, but Tighe does have 1 on the season.
No, that won't be an error. But still, that's just a play he'll think about for a while as DeMola deals a strike 1 and 2. All depending on how the rest of this at-bat goes for Eric Brown.
DeMola has the chance to make up for his teammate.
1-2. Outside, 2-2. Fly ball, left field, base hit, and more as Eric Brown goes to second on a leadoff double. So the mishap from JP Tighe bites the Eagles as Brown in scoring position in the tying run for the Chanticleers.
Not only does it hurt because you had the dropped potential out by Tighe, is you get 2 strikes to start off from DeMola, and then 2 balls, not able to keep it in the zone. You give him 1, and he cracks it all the way out deep center.
Nick Lucky, batting .333 with runners in scoring position, has Eric Brown at second base. Lucky 1 for 2 this afternoon. Squares a bunt. Ball 1.
And these are two defensive teams, so we might see a little bit of the small ball happen here for Coastal Carolina.
Two and 0. It's one thing Gary Gilmore for Coastal Carolina told us prior to the weekend starting, mentioning that they have to match up with Georgia Southern because they can do a lot of things well. They can do everything well, whether it's playing small ball, getting the big hit, and the Chanticleers have responded throughout the weekend. There's always something about Sunday baseball.
It's usually high stress.
Yeah. Well, I understand from Georgia Southern's perspective, trying to avoid being swept. We had the potential interference in the first inning, or rather the second inning, that brought out Eagles head coach Rodney Hennon having a word with the umps. Now A.J. Batiste getting thrown out. And Kevin Schnall, the associate head coach for Coastal. 2-2. It's outside, full count.
Like we said, thoughts and prayers with head coach Gary Gilmore. I would have really loved to see his reaction out here too as well. Two longtime head coaches, 26 years for Gilmore, 23 for Hennon.
Payoff pitch in for a strike. And now it's the first out of the sixth.
That's how you respond if you're the Eagles. You have your pitching coach thrown out. It doesn't matter. I can get strikeouts myself. Out number 1 for Georgia Southern here in the top of the sixth.
One gone for Christopher Rowan Jr. First pitch outside. The 1-0. Missing outside, 2-0. Ball 3. Rowan 0 for 2 this afternoon, a ground out and a strikeout. This is the first time he's facing DeMola today.
DeMola really trying to get him to reach low.
DeMola deals a strike. Rowan batting .185 with runners in scoring position. And there's a strike, full count. Rowan thought otherwise. Has to head back. Payoff pitch, runner goes. Fly ball to right, Avant running. He'll make the catch. And sliding back to second is Eric Brown. Makes it back in time. Almost a collision with Austin Thompson, but all good, and there's 2 outs. Let's send it back down to Emily Grace McWhorter with more on today's game.
Thanks, Danny. I was able to talk to Coach Snall just about his thoughts on the game so far, and he said that he's really happy with Nick Parker's performance on the mound. You know, Georgia Southern did get that one big hit from Austin Thompson, but it happens. And he said even though we're turning so many double plays, we need to clean up things defensively and have more quality at-bats. Back to you.
Thanks, EG. Here's Tyler Johnson with 2 outs, and he looks at strike 1. Have to agree with Coach Schnall's thinking. Yes, they've turned a bunch of double plays, but only 1 run on 4 hits, and you had that error early in the game as well.
Errors like those will cost you a game, especially in the final few innings.
Popped up in foul ground. Jared Brown makes the catch. Tight squeeze.
Easto out the game. We saw a few go to the bullpen.
Chopper to short. Long throw. Eric Brown gets it in. Also, a unique shift placed on Cheryl as well. You had Eric Brown almost over at third base. Nonetheless, 1 gone in the inning.
Very unique shift. I feel like most of the time when we see Cheryl's slap hits or bunts, they kind of go center towards right, but it was a correct guess there from Eric Brown in the right place for it.
And a great throw. We mentioned how Brown has had errors in every game this season. Had an error back of the second. Jason Swan takes a strike. And Swan with 2 of the 3 Eagles hits. Both singles. For Coastal Carolina, Nick Parker has pitched fairly well. Just giving up 3 hits and 2 runs. No walks and 2 strikeouts so far. And that ball just got away from him. 1-2. Ground ball to third. Thomas. 2 outs.
Laser throw from Thomas. Third to Rowan first.
So 2 gone for Christian Avant. And he takes a strike. Avant looking for his first hit, 0 for 2, grounded in a 5-4-3 double play. His first time up and plays a sacrifice bunt to move Jason Swan to second. 0-2. Only pitch number 68 for Nick Parker is pretty low at this part of the game. He threw 108 in his last start in 7 innings against UT Arlington.
What's even more surprising is he has it that low and only 2 strikeouts.
Credit the aggressiveness from Georgia Southern as the count's evened up 2-2. Parker has thrown over 100 pitches 4 times this year, so that tells you right there he can go a little bit longer if needed. So pitch number 70 in the bottom of the 6th, 2-2. One hopper to short. Eric Brown throws. Doug Lee at first base, Brandon Folks at third. Dale Thomas at the plate to start the 7th. 0-1 pitches outside for ball 1. So Anthony DeMola still on the hill for the Eagles in his 4th inning of work. And the liner to left and a leadoff base hit. Thomas thinking 2. Cersei, the throw, going to be late. And Dale Thomas, a leadoff double for the Chanticleers. Already a double back in the 2nd, bringing home the only run for Coastal Carolina. And another one makes Thomas the tying run at 2nd.
The area success today for the Chanticleers has been center to left field over in that area. We've seen about 3 or 4 drop out there near Cersei, between Cersei and Blancado, rather.
So another leadoff double for Coastal. And Tanner Garrison, an RBI chance. Drops a bunt, good placement, Tig, throw to first is Dick. So Graham Brown at the plate, 0 for 2 today. Fouls off the first pitch. The 0-1, fly ball to right. That may be enough for Dale Thomas. We'll find out. Avant has a cannon. Throw home, won't get there. We're tied at 2. Sac fly RBI for Graham Brown, number 16, or rather number 20 on the year.
Right now, Coastal Carolina doing a great job of playing small ball and winning the battle of the base path. Avant, we've seen him make some amazing throws this season over to 2nd and 3rd, not able to get it all the way to Tig in time.
Swing and a miss from Matt McDermott. So after a leadoff double from Dale Thomas, Tanner Garrison bunts him over to third base, and Graham Brown brings him home. Oh, 0-1, fouled away, 0-2. Hard hit ground ball to 2nd. Sherrill's there, and that'll retire the side. Breaking ball in for a strike to Ledford. The 0-1, missing for ball 1. And as we mentioned before, Justin, with Parker's pitch count, it's at 72, and he's thrown over 104 times this season. The way he's dealing, he could go the whole way.
And he could possibly end this game right under or at 100.
Ledford fouls it off. It's got to hurt.
Saw that happen earlier with Cersei as well.
Now on the same side for Parker, the longest outing he's had this season has been 7 innings. That was on 3 separate occasions against Louisiana Monroe, Arkansas State, and UT Arlington last weekend.
And he pitched a good game in that UT Arlington matchup. He went out, got the win, and that was his season high in innings pitched there.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Here for Ledford, the pitch. Sent deep, and I mean deep over the blue monster and gone. Georgia Southern retakes the lead 3-2 off of Noah Ledford's 11th home run on the year.
Ledford boomed this one for what you said is 11th home run of the season over the Blue Monster, which is absolutely crazy. If you've ever been out near here at J.I. Clements, that fence is huge, and he just made that look easy.
Second home run of the weekend. My goodness. Austin Thompson wasting no time after. And Austin Thompson's last at-bat with a 2-run home run. Emily Grace McWhorter with more on Austin Thompson and the Eagles.
Absolutely. It was also a bomb from Austin Thompson. I was able to talk to Rodney Hennon about it, and he said AT had a big hit, which was great, and then turned had a big play defensively. At the plate, though, we're having a lot of soft contact and hitting into double plays, which we've been dealing with all series. So those are kind of Coach Hennon's thoughts on their quality at bats, as he like to say. And I'm surprised, Danny, that he didn't mention battling this game, but I know it's there. Back to you.
Thank you, E.G. Austin Thompson taking ball 1 there on the pitch from Parker. So the middle of the order has been big for the Eagles. Austin Thompson, 2-run home run. Noah Ledford, solo home run to retake the lead for Georgia Southern.
You think they heard what I said about them in the beginning of the inning?
Maybe. Maybe so. And now it's about maintaining that lead going forward. A great response from the Eagles after a sac fly RBI from Graham Brown, tying things at 2 for the Chanticleers. 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball missing. 2-2.
Parker, you can tell, pitching a little bit different now that Thompson had the big hit, a lot down low into the ground.
Also after giving up the big hit to Ledford. 2-2. Hard hit fly ball to right field, and that will drop. Austin Thompson heading towards second. He will slide in safely for a double. 6 of runners in scoring position. He reached base off an error back in the second, but struck out looking to end the 4th. Throw back to second. Safe. Thompson back in time.
Once again, very close. A rocket of a throw from Garrison over to Brown on second. Are highly anticipating that Thompson either steals or goes on any contact that Brown makes.
One 0 from Parker. Bunt, foul. Outside the first base line. Would have been a great spot. You had Rowan Jr. running up. And also McDermott there as well.
Most likely would have been an out for Jared Brown, but would have perfectly served his purpose going down the first base foul line.
Yeah. bunt up the middle, throw to third, but the ball's out of the glove of Thomas. Parker rather tried to go for Austin Thompson, and it's runners on the corners for the Eagles.
Interesting choice here. You usually see these bunts, they're gonna just go for the for sure out at first. Instead, they try to go for Thompson, who's closest to home, throws too low, and he'll reach off in the air. Or fielder's choice, rather, is what it'll go down as. Jared Brown.
Noah Searcy with an RBI chance. As you mentioned, Justin, Jared Brown, one of the great situational hitters, and Searcy showing bunt, fouls it back.
It's very rare that you ever see Searcy laying down a bunt, but with the weekend he has had, not going great so far, and still no outs, you can afford that. Even though this would be a great time to get his bat back.
Hasn't had the best weekend, a combined 0 for 8 in the series. That can always change. It's Garrison gonna have a word with Parker. Eric Brown and Rowan Jr. Now the rest of the infield filing in. No coach out for the Chanticleers, so just a players meeting to figure things out. As you mentioned, no outs here in the bottom of the 7th. Runners on first and third, and the Eagles retaking the lead 3-2 off of the solo home run by Noah Ledford, number 11 on the season. What's the game plan here if you're Coastal?
Game plan is expect the bunt, choke up in the infield, and even if it isn't, we've seen a lot of grounders and soft contact like we said. Expect one of those at least so you can get it out quick in the infield.
Throw to third. Thompson back.
Parker trying to make sure everyone's honest on base right now.
The 0-1. Breaking ball popped up. Center field. 3 Chanticleers running, and Austin White makes the catch. Austin Thompson thought about going home there for a moment. Will stay at third. Ball got away from Garrison. Big first out.
I definitely think Austin Thompson had time to make it home. He is a fast player so far this season. 2 for 2 on stolen bases. We saw the catch. He was there at the bag to tag up, and he hesitated a little bit with the bobble at the mound and everything. He definitely would have had time if he had went right when the ball was caught.
All about being smart here late. You don't want to make a mistake if you're Georgia Southern. While there was a chance that Austin Thompson could have went home, just play it safe and just give up 1 out rather than give Coastal the opportunity for another double play. They already have 6 this weekend.
That is true. You risk the potential of the second out coming if he did go. In a close game like this, that's not something you can really put out there to question.
So Sam Blancato at the plate. Oh for 1. Was hit by a pitch his last time up in the 5th. Swing and a miss. Bunt down the first base line, flip home, and great play by the Chanticleers. Garrison tags out Austin Thompson. Two away in the inning.
And Thompson tries to come in, wasn't sure if Jarrett Brown might be pushing to third. In case something had happened, decides to make the trek from third to home, and too easy right in front of him, out at the plate.
So 2 gone for J.P. Tighe. Runners on first and second for the Eagles. First pitch outside. Still an RBI chance for Tighe. The 1-0. Ground ball up the middle, fielded by Eric Brown. Flipped the second in time, and
as a whole, the Georgia Southern pitching staff holding their opponents to 258 average coming into this game, so the entire bullpen can get it done.
First pitch in for a strike to Austin White. Danny Madden, a fastball, curveball, and a changeup. Deals a strike, 0-2. As you mentioned, Justin, his last outing, just an inning and a third. Earlier in the week against Kennesaw State, recording 2 strikeouts. He was one of the players that was the initial Game 3 starter early in the season. And misses on the 0-2 pitch, ball 1. Austin White, 0 for 2. Fouled it away. Count remains a ball and 2 strikes. Also some changes in the outfield for Georgia Southern. J.C. Peacher in at left in place of Noah Searcy.
And we did talk about...
There you go, yes he did. Madden gets it quickly, 1 away.
We did talk about how we've seen some struggles over in the left field. We've seen quite a few balls drop out there, and Searcy not batting well either, so I understand them going a different direction, trying to get a fast guy in there to see if he can run bases.
Another young player in for the Eagles. Redshirt freshman J.C. Peacher made his first career start yesterday. So 1 out for Eric Brown. 1 for today. Had a leadoff double in the 6th inning. And a liner straight to Thompson. 2 quick outs for Danny Madden.
Madden, 28 strikeouts on the season, 19 walks, has a good ratio, but right now pitching more to contact, letting the Coastal players get some of those hits that are beneficial for the Eagles.
So a lefty on lefty matchup, Madden versus Nick Lucky. First pitch, a strike. Fastball at 90 miles an hour. Lucky 1 for 3. One is in for a strike, 0-2. Or 0-1 in for a strike, 0-2. Madden strikes him out. Good morning, good afternoon. 3 so far today. First pitch in for a strike. Wasting no time, dealing 2 quick strikes. The 0-2, swung on and fouled. Final stat line for Nick Parker, he goes 7 innings, giving up 5 hits and 3 runs, no walks but 2 strikeouts, and 27 batters faced. Oh-2 again. Ground ball to short, right into the shift. Eric Brown got him. 1 away. Conference is because Coastal Carolina taking 2 over Georgia Southern. Jason Swan swings on the 1-0 pitch, and he gets past both infielders on the left side. A 1-out single for Swan. 3 hits on the afternoon.
Not much of the Georgia Southern batting lineup has had a ton of success outside of Thompson, Ledford, and Swan, but Swan today, perfect. 3 for 4 rather. Just that one to bounce past Thomas and Brown.
Base hits in the 1st, 4th, and in the 8th. He grounded out to Dale Thomas at 3rd base in the 6th inning, but nonetheless, he has 3 of the 6 Eagle hits today. Christian Avant, first pitch swinging, fly ball, straightaway center field. Going back is White to make the catch. 2 outs.
Had a really good look on it, just not enough air. Died at the warning track, and that's a good play by White over at center.
So here is Noah Ledford, fresh off of his solo home run to give the Eagles a 3-2 lead. This has been a productive weekend for Ledford. Fouls off the first pitch, that ball going into the Eagles bullpen. But you got to think, Ledford, 3 hits on Friday, 2 hits with a home run on Saturday, and another home run this afternoon.
Even his fouls go far.
The 0-1 outside, and Matthew Potok for Coastal Carolina has to be careful in how he pitches to Ledford. This is the chance for Georgia Southern to add an insurance run before going into the 9th. The 1-1 pitch. Up the middle, into the glove of Eric Brown. He'll touch the bag himself, and that will end the inning. Coastal Carolina, 3 outs left as we go to the 9th, down 3-2 on ESPN+. Top of the 9th on ESPN+. Danny Madden looking to close it out on the hill for Georgia Southern. The Eagles lead 3-2. And Madden will face the middle of the batting order. Christopher Rowan Jr., Tyler Johnson, and Dale Thomas.
And I talked about how he might potentially go out, but when you come in, you face 3 batters and strike out 2 of them, you're going to stay in the game. And that's what he'll do today to try to close this one and keep the 1.1 run lead that the Eagles have.
Georgia Southern trying to avoid a sweep. They lost game 1 on Friday, 5-4. Game 2 yesterday, 6-4. Christopher Rowan Jr. leads off the 9th. He will look at ball 1 high. And for a strike, 1-1. Two and 1. Rowan 0 for 3 this afternoon. Just 5 hits from the Chanticleers, only 6 hits from the Eagles. Fouled back, 2-2. Two from Madden. Missing. Full count. Payoff pitch. And Rowan stays alive.
Madden just goes speed in the zone, dares Rowan to catch up to it, 93 miles per hour.
Three-two again. Swing and a miss. Big strikeout for Madden, 1 away.
Still fast, 83, but off speed, throws Rowan off, and he'll collect the strikeout. Right above the bat. And something I thought about is, you think it was kind of their plan to go with more lefty pitchers. We saw DeMola, now we see Madden. Higgins, of course, was a righty, but since then, it's only been lefties for the Eagles, and it's been working.
First pitch strike to the lefty, Tyler Johnson. It's all been about who's been available out of the bullpen for Georgia Southern, with Game 3 not having a solidified starter yet. But Danny Madden, as that pitch is away for ball 1, was one of those Game 3 starters earlier this season, now out of the bullpen as well. Called strike 1 and 2, and Madden has been effective so far today, striking out 3 of the 4 Chanticleers in his appearance.
With this game potentially coming to an end, I do want to mention we showed the scores around the league so far.
And Madden down on strike, gets Johnson down strikes again. 2 outs.
Madden really playing mind games with the batting lineup of the Chanticleers, down low. Swings for it. And strikeout number 4 now. And yeah, we were talking about the upcoming scores, or the scores around the league so far. Louisiana lost that game to App State, so they were in that 3 spot. They have now dropped to 4. Coastal Carolina is at 3. If they win today, it would be the tiebreaker, I think, to put them at 2nd.
So 2 outs. Here's Dale Thomas, swing and a miss. Thomas has been big for the Chanticleers today. He has 2 of the 5 hits, both doubles, and brought in a run back in the 2nd. The 0-1. In for a strike, 0-2. Oh-2 pitch. Breaking ball, fouled off. Oh-2 again from Madden. Misses high, ball 1. The 1-2, fouled away, and out of play again. Thomas stays alive. One-two, missed again. Just outside the zone.
zone's getting tighter and tighter.
2 balls and 2 strikes. With 2 outs, the pitch. And that one misses. Full count for Dale Thomas. Chanticleer's down 3-2. Down to their final out. Final strike. Madden, payoff pitch. No. Ball 4. And Thomas stays in and works a walk, goes from down 0-2 to becoming the tying run for the Chanticleers.
And if you're Madden,
at the plate. 2 outs in the top of the 9th. First pitch is chopped foul. The 0-1, low. One pitch. Another foul. Dale Thomas at first, a tying run. Garrison 0 for 2, but a sac bunt in the 7th that moved Dale Thomas from 2nd to 3rd. Back in the 7th inning, helping bring in the run to tie things up at 2 earlier. One, 2. Throw to first. And the Eagles avoid the sweep.